Have you ever let someone think they were playing you while you were 10 steps ahead the whole time? I was 23 when my roommate Jessica started dating my ex-boyfriend Marcus. Not just dating, flaunting it. She'd bring him to our apartment, cook his favorite meals in our kitchen, and make sure I heard every detail of their amazing relationship. "I hope this isn't weird," she said the first time, her voice dripping with fake concern. "I know you two had history. Like our 3-year relationship was just some casual fling." Marcus would smirk at me over dinner, his arm possessively around Jessica. "It's fine," he'd say. "She's moved on, haven't you?" The truth was, I had moved on. I'd been seeing David for 6 months, a relationship I kept completely private because I'd learned to value my peace. But Jessica and Marcus didn't know that. They thought I was sitting at home, heartbroken and pathetic, while they lived their fairy tale romance. Jessica started small. She'd wear my clothes by accident and return them stained. She'd eat my food and replace it with cheaper versions. She'd invite Marcus over during my important work calls, cranking up music so I couldn't concentrate. Then it escalated. She convinced Marcus to propose using my grandmother's ring, the one I'd trusted her to hold while I got it resized, the one she'd seen me cry over when I explained its sentimental value. "Marcus surprised me," she gushed, showing off the vintage emerald. "He said he'd been saving for months to get something this perfect." I stared at my grandmother's ring on her finger and smiled. "It's beautiful," I said. "Really unique." That night, she threw a proposal party. I watched dozens of people admire my ring while Jessica basked in attention. Marcus kept glancing at me, waiting for a reaction, waiting for me to break. I didn't. What they didn't know was that I'd been documenting everything for months. Every theft, every lie, every manipulation. And I discovered something interesting while cleaning out Marcus's old things from my closet. Something that would change everything. See, what Marcus and Jessica didn't realize was that I'm a forensic accountant. I notice patterns, I track discrepancies, and when someone tries to scam me, I build a case. 6 months earlier, when Marcus moved out, he'd left a box of belongings in my closet. Typical Marcus, too lazy to collect his stuff, probably hoping I'd beg him to come back for it. Instead, I'd shoved it aside and forgotten about it. Until Jessica started wearing expensive clothes I knew she couldn't afford on her barista salary. That's when I opened Marcus's box and found his old laptop, the one he'd claimed was broken beyond repair, the one that booted up just fine once I replaced the charger. What I discovered made me physically sick. Marcus hadn't just dated me for 3 years, he'd been systematically stealing from me. Small amounts at first, $20 from my wallet, using my credit card for gas, then larger thefts. He'd opened a credit card in my name during our 2nd year together, when he had access to all my personal information, $12,000 in debt, all in my name. But that wasn't the worst part. His browser history showed months of research into my family's financial information, my trust fund, my inheritance, my investment accounts. He'd been planning to marry me and clean me out completely. The breakup hadn't been about growing apart. It had been because he'd found a new target, Jessica. Her parents had died in a car accident the year before, leaving her with a substantial life insurance payout. Money she'd mentioned keeping in savings while she decided what to do with it. That's when I realized they thought they were playing me, but I was about to play them so much better. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video, watch the rest down below.